I have come to the realization that I am greedy. Hey everybody, it's me, Margaret, and I first had the realization that I am greedy a few years ago when we moved from Mississippi to Atlanta. If you have ever moved a house full of furniture where you have raised 3 kids, 4 at one time when our nephew was living with us, then you will know that you can accumulate a lot of stuff. Now, we sold things, we gave things away. We did our best to kind of cull all the things that we had accumulated over the years down to a manageable amount for when we moved into this house. Well, now the future is creeping up on us again, and we have to make another decision in the next couple of years about where we're going to be. Thomas graduates from high school next year. And does that mean we're going to stay here, or are we going to retire in Orlando as we always said we would? Or maybe go out to Texas where our daughter lives, and she's probably the one most likely to give us grandchildren, so she's in the winning right now. Not that it makes any difference where we're going at this point, we just know that we will have another move in our future. This necklace is tingling. Sounds like I'm ringing a bell. Now, lately one of my focuses has been on decluttering and cleaning out things in this house. Not because I think I'm going to move anytime soon. It's still got a year or two before we make that decision. It's going to be because I have let things go. Now, part of the reason was because I have Lyme disease, and it looks like it is falling into the category of chronic Lyme. It's a long story, don't want to talk about it, but for 6 weeks I was flat on my back, unable to do much of anything, and I really had to let a lot of things go. Well, now I've jumped back in my life and trying to do things when I have a really good day, like today. Today's a great day, by the way. And I just kind of hit the ground running with what I want to do instead of actually doing the things I really need to do. For example, reviewing knitting machines, one of my favorite things to do, and I've got 2 small ones coming up that we will be reviewing here shortly as soon as I can get to that. But in the meantime, I want you to see how I handle this stuff. There's the work table, and then I just stick things under there like that to get them off my table so I can concentrate on what it is I want to do. And the first thing you notice when you are in the process of decluttering is you have too much stuff. And this includes my yarn stash. And if you can see back in there, I've actually been trying to make it look neater. So while I was spending some time in this closet the other day, and I'm busy making everything all nice and neat and organizing by type and color and all the things that I like to do, spinning yarn and making nice pretty little cakes so it's neat, I realized I have to go to the post office. I have to check to see if Knit Crate has sent anything, and I have to do a giveaway. Okay, there's some good stuff back there, but first we have to go to a job interview before I can get home. Well, that was an interesting couple of hours. We got some great mail, and we got Thomas a job. He's going to be working at Publix. Ooh, a Spoonflower catalog. Do y'all look at these? You can also look online, of course. I don't know why people bother sending catalogs anymore anyway, because it seems to me like everything is better online because it's easier to keep things up to date, right? But I love to look through these anyway. They give you crafting ideas, and it's almost like a little magazine, so I like that. Oh, Spoonflower, it's a place where you can order custom fabrics. For example, I could make some sheepishly sharing fabric if I wanted to with my little sheep on it. See, I've done it before. This is a cute little drawstring project bag made for me by Erin, Gimme Yarn 418. I'll put a link to her Etsy store. I don't know what design she's got it there right now, but there's some cute little things. People do some really amazing stuff with this company. And here I got a letter from Nancy. Nancy is a viewer who has sent a really thoughtful, note. Thank you. And you know what? I had another card from another wonderful viewer over Easter that really was perfect timing, because that was when I was going through all that terrible Lyme commotion and I really needed a lift. So thank you guys. This community is extremely important to me. Just a refresher, I started this channel so that I could have some friends who shared my interest in these things. I am basically a technology person, and so when I started knitting and crocheting, everybody was making fun of me. My friends were, so I thought, well, fine, I'll just go find my own friends. And boy, have I. I have found some wonderful friends who have taught me so much. Even in my own videos, the comments section below is where I learn the most things. Very helpful people. Not to mention very kind people too, who have sent cards and letters and even had nice comments down below. Now before we open our Knit Crate box, let's talk a little bit about Knit Crate, because they have something that I don't think I have ever brought up before. And that is their little program called Distachio. Knit Crate has built this 100% free interface so people can sell or trade items in their stash, and anybody can join it. Now, no money is exchanged or handled on this site. It's sort of a meeting place with lots of handy-dandy features. If you click About, you can have all your questions answered, but in a nutshell, they'll walk you through setting up your profile, how to add a listing, ways to search for things you may be interested in, and how to get in touch with the listing owner. And look what this says. From here, you can send a message to the user about what you're offering, or exchange information for PayPal, Venmo, Google Wallet, Apple Wallet, or whichever payment method you prefer, and set up your exchange. I like the feature that lets you search for local people so you can save the shipping. Besides, it might be nice to meet at a local yarn store for a trade and end up with new yarn and a new friend. Now, there are other online places that are designed to do this too, like Facebook and Ravelry groups. But I haven't seen anything with search capabilities of this interface. Just like everything Knit Crate does, it is very impressive. Oh, and there's an app for that too, for every platform. Back to my viewers. I get Knit Crate for free, and the reason I do is because of you. So I try to make a point of sharing what I get with you guys. I keep some and I give some away. So most of the time it's like every other month, but that dadgum illness has completely messed me all up, and so I have no idea what is in this box. None. I have not peeked. I haven't looked at anyone else's videos for unboxings, but I am pledging right this minute to give it away to one of you. Now let's look and see what it is. Oh my goodness, I get so excited every time. Look. All right, let's learn more about it. Every time Knit Crate gives us a theme, and this month's theme is contemporary. And you really need to read these cards if you get it, because it gives you this wonderful image. The richness of a worn leather chair next to a sleek modern desk. This is the theme. Okay. Then with every Knit Crate that you get, you will have two patterns, one for knit and one for crochet. This is the knit pattern this time. What's the thing? Suzanne Hogel, I think you pronounce that. She's the designer, and that's that really pretty cowl. And then this says Marie Seegars, I don't know. And that's that. This is so my aesthetic. I wear things like this. Now, I hate to give it up, but I said I was, so I guess I'm going to have to. The colorway is Gray Twist. It's a marled sock yarn, 40% merino wool, 40% Peruvian Highland wool, 20% nylon. So you can make socks with it if you want to. It's definitely a fingering weight, and it feels fantastic. As all my Knit Crate yarn. I have never been disappointed with any Knit Crate yet. Now, I use all sorts of yarn. I use a lot of acrylic from big box stores. Actually, this is ordered from Hirschner's, but bad example. But anyway, I do. I look for good prices. I rarely pay full price on acrylics. Once I had somebody call me out when I said that I only buy my charity yarn on sale, because to them that sounded as though my gifts were, my recipients were not worthy of my paying full price. But I didn't think of it that way at all. My point is if you can get the exact same yarn for less money, then what you're doing is actually enabling yourself to purchase more, to give more. I tend to think, I don't want to pay full price for anything if I could help it. If it's going to be on sale and I can get the exact same thing, then that's what I'm going to do. But I will confess to being a yarn snob when it comes to knitting. I can crochet with anything, and my Addi machines can take just about any kind of yarn. They do have some issues with some yarns from time to time. But I really only like to knit with a high quality yarn, and Knit Crate, everything they've ever sent me has been absolutely fabulous. I mean, knitting, there's something about knitting, no matter what kind of needles you use, that it does not lend itself to all inexpensive acrylics. At least that's my experience. Now, take my love for a bargain and love for fine yarn and look what a Knit Crate membership is. Every time it's like a $63 value and you're only paying $24.99. Now, I don't know about you, but if I can get quality yarn for a cheaper price, I'm gonna do it. I think that's fantastic. But I have to tell you, nothing knits as well as a high quality yarn. A good merino wool, I remember thinking before I had ever tried it that there's just no way that it could be that much different, but it really is. What is this? This is called shepherd's wool. Have it spun up and ready to go because I just love it. Can you see the colors on that? I'd love to say I'm going to give this away, but I can't do it, can't part with it. And as neat as the destachio is, I can't see myself choosing to destash any of this yarn, which I'm sad to say is why I'm putting myself in the greedy category. I can't part with these things. I mean, why? Why are we like this? And I know I'm not the only one. I love color. I mean, there is not a color that I do not like, so I am happy with whatever gets sent my way, and it's just a wonderful surprise. But this is really along the lines of my aesthetic. I like this a lot. Okay, I'm going to part with it, so here's what you need to do. Whenever I do these giveaways, I ask for comments down below because I use software that helps me pick, because we have so many entries that it's very difficult to do it any other way, and this is pretty simple. Many times before I've asked for your favorite tips or something like that, but today I'm going to ask specifically for your tips on yarn organization. It could be anything related to your craft room, I guess. Let's open it up. Let's say craft organization. It doesn't have to be yarn. It could be anything that you use to keep a hold of your stuff. Yes, I am trying to get rid of a lot of my stuff. I am weeding through. I am either using it or I'm going to find a new home for it. And that would be a big help to my organization. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to get rid of some other things. Just going through every room in my house and I'm deciding if I'm going to keep it or not. Because the next step in our lives, now that our youngest child is he's got a senior year in high school and going off to college, the next step in our lives would be to downsize a little bit. So I've got to be thinking about what I can do without. So I'm going to play a little game with myself, and you are welcome to play along with me if you want to. Every time I pack up something to donate, sell, or trash, and yes, you'd be surprised how many things that you have that are not worth donating that do need to go in the trash, I'm going to weigh these things, because moving vans charge you by the weight of all your stuff. And so just out of curiosity, I thought to myself, I wonder how much a bag of donated hats weighs. I just cleaned out my upstairs bathroom, my bathroom, of products that were expired or things I no longer used because, as it turned out, they turned my face red or something like that. And it was pretty heavy. The bag that I had was pretty heavy, and I wondered when I was carrying it downstairs, I wonder how much this thing weighs. Well, just for fun, I'm going to see how many pounds can I get rid of just by decluttering, donating, selling, or trashing. No special reason. I'm just interested to know. Now I need to let you get back to your life, so I'm going to sign off now. But remember, if you want to enter the giveaway, leave a comment down below with your tip on craft room storage. If you're looking to get rid of some of your yarn by destashing it, look at destashio.com. I don't get any kickback or anything from that. I just think it's a really neat program. And if you want your own Knit Crate subscription, there is a discount code in the description box below. And if you're in the same boat I am and you have too much stuff, let's see if we can find another use for this stuff. And just out of curiosity, let's weigh it and see how much we can free ourselves of this junk that's weighing us down. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being a part of my life. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.